talk about playing on the second half of back-to-back, especially with some travel involved in between, just some of the challenges that presents?
I think back-to-back's overrated. We're going to have better second energy, or in the second half of the game, we're going to have better energy. I think it's more the accumulation of the games. This is a lot of games in a short period of time, 5 and 8, and that's more the factor that you got to acknowledge. To me, back-to-back is completely overrated, and my experience has been if you survive the first period, you get stronger and stronger as the game goes on. It actually works in reverse, but 5 and 8 days is real, and I liked our energy today. I liked the way we handled ourselves in the meetings and everything, so we look like we're in pretty good shape despite playing a lot.
You have 3 extra bodies around Caleb Jones, as well as obviously Zekov and Ratty. Possibility we're going to see those guys tonight?
Jones will play tonight, and then we'll stay with the same 12 forwards. We were happy with that group last night, and we'll stay with that.
What can you expect from a guy like Caleb Jones playing in his first game tonight, Ken?
I have no idea. I've never seen him play. I've watched a little bit of video. But I've talked to people both at the American League level and major junior level, and I got a good feel. He's played. He played in the American League with Gravel, so we're going to put that combination back together. And he's a guy that's going to be a player here for a little while, and we might as well get his career started. So we want to start it tonight. And I know it's a little bit difficult because he hasn't skated with us as a team. Today's the first time he's going to be able to skate on an optional practice, but we might as well get his feet wet right now and get going.
What was it like when you were coaching the Flyers? What was that kind of experience like in a city like that?
It was incredible because it was my first experience at understanding the dynamics of city-to-city battles. In other words, Philadelphia sits between Washington and New York, and there's a real rivalry in those 3 cities on the sports front, not just at the hockey side of things, but at especially football, obviously, and basketball, same thing, baseball, big too. I found the city-to-city rivalry and I don't want to call it hate, but the way that the cities went at each other when there was competition, especially in the playoffs, was a new experience for me. And I quite frankly love the edge of the city. I love it. Philly's got a real edge to it, but it's got a passionate edge, and I liked it there a lot. And obviously, with the history of everything that took place in the city, it's a fascinating place.
So Garrison's the one who's out?
No, Weidman's out. So Caleb's played since he's played all right though this year. So he's played on the right side, and that was by design, organizational design. He played on the right side right from day one, and he stayed on that side. Okay.
Thanks, guys.
do that, I'm able to play. And like I said, I'm happy to be back as a fluke injury, and I'm glad it wasn't longer.
Some injuries stacking up, especially on defense. Take us sort of inside the room. What happens when you're getting ready for a game and you're looking around? There's no Clefbaum, there's no Russell. The coach is changing some things. What's going through players' heads at this time?
I think right now we just have that next man up mentality. We've kind of had injury issues throughout the whole season. Guys have been coming in and out of the lineup with injuries, and I think we have to have that next man up mentality. And we were missing some pretty key pieces right now on the back end, but we have the depth in guys that are able to step in and provide some good quality minutes. And I think we just have to have that faith in each other and then have that next man up mentality, like I said.
Being able to come back in that game last night and just it looked like you guys were kind of dead and buried. I guess what does that say about the group, and what does it say about you guys' ability to never be out of a game?
Yeah, I think it shows our resilience and that we're not folding if we get down by a goal or two. I think in prior years or in prior games you'd see us kind of collapse and one goal and all of a sudden guys are yelling at each other and then we're not sticking to the game plan. But I think now that guys have bought into the system, bought into each other, I think we're never out of a game, and we're able to come back from a couple different games and find ways to win those tied games going into the third or one-goal games as well.
What do you miss specifically with the losses, Russell and Clefbaum?
Well, obviously a big power play defenseman in Clef. He logs a lot of minutes back there as well, 5-on-5 penalty kill as well. And then obviously Rusty, just the way he lays his body on the line, his penalty kill and blocking shots and all that sort of stuff. So those are two big pieces for special teams as well as 5-on-5. But like I said, we have the depth in guys that are able to step in and provide some good quality minutes as well.
Speaking of that, Caleb Jones, a guy you would see around camp a little bit. What you've seen out of him, and obviously his brother's already in the NHL. Maybe there seems to be a feeling this kid can be a pretty good player on this team.
Yeah, I've been able to play in the rookie tournament with him and development camp and see him in main camp and stuff here. And he's a pretty high offensive defenseman. He can make plays in both ends of the rink. He's a great skater, and I think he's just going to be getting his feet wet. But I think he's going to be able to step in and be a pretty good spark for us. I think anytime you got a guy playing potentially his first game, it's definitely a spark for the locker room, and we're definitely excited to have him back there.
Maybe talk about the man behind the bench on the other team tonight. What's it like to go against him in the big leagues?
Yeah, it's a little different. He coached me at school for 3 years, and we had a really good and close relationship. He's kind of like my dad away from home, and took really good care of me at school. So, I think he's a major part in where I am today, and so to be able to go up against him, it's kind of fun, and I could be able to see him after the game and talk to him and that sort of stuff. So it's always a fun game whenever you're playing an old teammate or an old coach, and just gotta make sure that I just play my game and not worry about that. But it'll be nice to see him after the game.
When you talk about your game, I think you're getting a reputation for being that gritty guy.
significance for you personally of scoring that goal last night, and how you're feeling about your game right now?
I just wanted to help out, and I thought that I did that. Thought as a team, I thought in the third period we were kind of hemmed in there a little bit, but we got a point on the road. That's the most important thing. So,
talk about maybe the challenges of a back-to-back where there's travel involved. You guys are obviously in Winnipeg last night.
Yeah.
What kind of challenges does that present?
Just get some rest, just eat well, just go with it from there. I think that's all we can do.
What about the Philadelphia Flyers? Obviously, they're not off to the start they wanted in this season, but they still have some pretty dynamite players on the other end. Just maybe talk about their game and what kind of challenges that presents for you in the lineup.
Haven't played against them yet this season, but if you look at their roster, they have a lot of speed and they have a lot of skill. So I think for us, just got to play them hard. Yeah.
What's it been like for you just in general? You get traded here and then there's a coaching change, and that's two big adjustments on the fly.
Yeah, I mean, it's been kind of a weird year for me. I've had 4 coaches in the last 35 games or something like that, so nothing really changes for me though. Just got to go out there and just play my game. That's all I can do.
Are you finding your kind of niche here with the Oilers and finding your place and kind of your role?
Yeah, I mean, my minutes have been down a little bit, but it doesn't really change for me. Again, I just got to go out there and just play the game that I can and just try to help out. And team been on a bit of a roll here, so that's the most important thing. And yeah, it's been good.
Ryan, how do you explain Mikko Koskinen at home this year? Do you guys just look at it and shake your head about how unbelievable he's been?
I mean, since I've been here, he's played awesome. I mean, I wasn't here for the first little bit, but from what I've heard, he's been great. So it's been huge for us.
5 straight wins at home. How comfortable do you guys feel playing at home, and why is it so important to maybe get that home ice advantage, if you will?
The fans are awesome here. It's definitely, I've only been here for I think 6 home games or something like that, and I've seen that so far. And I think for us, it's just trying to play the same game that we can, and just making teams kind of adapt to our, I guess, kind of style of play. And yeah. Great.
Thank you.
emotions, first NHL game?
Yeah, unbelievable feeling. Obviously, something you work for your whole life. When I got the call, it was really, I was shocked. I was like, wow, this is unbelievable. I can't believe this is happening. Hopefully, I'll go up there for warm-ups. It'll be cool. I have some family coming, and then, hopefully I can just settle into my game and, play hockey. So.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, did this all happen kind of maybe sooner than you expected?
I thought I was playing well down there, so I'm not, they kind of told me I deserved it. So maybe a little sooner than I expected. You never really can expect something like this, but I feel ready to play at this level, and I feel ready to go tonight.
Your dad can get in for the game?
No, he's got a busy schedule as well. He couldn't make it, but I'm sure he'll be watching tonight. Not yet. I'm sure he'll text me today. He's probably just found out I'm playing. I'm not sure if they have a game tonight or not. We'll see, but he'll probably text me, kind of tell me to play my game and give me a little bit of advice. So.
Who did you call first? Who did you talk to first?
My mom. I gave her a call. She didn't believe me. She was like, "You better not be lying to me." It was pretty funny, but I was like, "No, I'm going up," and she was really happy, and she kept calling me like all night, and wanted to know what was going on in the travel. So.
Where do you feel your game is at? I mean, you've always been learning and pushing to get better. Where do you feel you're at right now?
I feel like my game's in a really good place. I think I know what my strengths are, and that's I think my skating ability is my biggest strength, and I think when my feet are moving, the rest of my game falls into place.
So playing left side, right side, that's being versatile is probably a good thing for you.
Yeah, I played right side last year in Bakersfield, and then I started the year. I've been playing there all year, and I'm playing right side tonight, so I'm very comfortable on that side. And I think being able to play both sides definitely is an advantage.
Does it help that you're playing with a guy you're familiar with in Gravel?
Yeah, for sure. I think we played 4 or 5 games before he came up here. He was really good for me down there. He kind of helped me out in the D zone with little things like that. So I'm sure tonight he'll help me out, and we read off each other really well. So it should be a good game for us.
Yeah, when you're down in the minors, are you kind of aware of what's going on up here? Like, did you know that there was a couple of injuries and that some spots might be open?
Sometimes you do turn on the games and you might watch, and I happened to actually not be watching that game. So, and then I got the call and I found out, obviously Clefbaum went down with the hand, and we are kind of aware up there, if a goalie goes down or a player goes down, that one of us has a chance to go up. So we are aware of it.
Who do you have coming in? You said your dad can't make it, but who have you got coming in?
I got my mom, my grandma, and then my old billet family from Ann Arbor when I played at the U.S. National program, so they're coming too.
Does it matter kind of when you're joining a team that's on a bit of a roll? Is that beneficial at all?
I think so. I think the mood in there is really good. They've been playing really good hockey as of late, since Hitch came in, and I think that helps for me coming into a winning environment and, trying to help contribute and keep it going.
Are you a similar player to your brother, or are you guys bringing a little bit different things?
I think we're very similar in some ways. He's obviously got a little more size, and he's. I think we both like to skate with the puck, though. Get up the ice and make plays, but we both are two-way, in which we like to take care of our own zone and play defense and make sure we take care of our own zone.
So it's too bad you couldn't have waited to play against Columbus. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
That would have been fun.
Yeah, that would be a cool experience for sure if that happens. I'm not sure when they play Columbus or
next calendar year.
Okay. There you go.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.